Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big thing for blade baits. And most of the guys that, like, they came out, somebody came out with them, but most of the guys that are doing that are just doing it. Like, why would I buy them when I can
We're back.
you can tie them, you can tie them on with your hooks on with braid in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's spending money to buy pre-made braid split rings.
Well, also, it's like it's a blade bait, so why would you spend why would you spend a lot of money on like terminal components on
could
blade
also-
bait when you're going to lose it in 5 seconds?
Sometimes you don't lose them for a week. Why does my microphone sound so weird?
It's echoing
It is.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe mine's super loud too.
Mine's not loud. I can just hear it. Like
Like, it's not my
mute your
volume.
mic real quick, Chad.
Hello. No, I'm still weird.
Now, no, mine still sounds like weird.
Yeah. Mine sounds
Like I'm an
really,
alien.
Really weird.
I am an alien. I don't know. Rhodes being weird tonight for whatever reason.
Tony likes balls.
What?
Hold on. Let's try the old unplug it and plug back in trick. Haven't had to do that in a while. Hello. Nope. Still doing it.
Mine's not. Well, it's kind of loud, but it's really just it's the reverberation, honestly, more than anything. It sounds like
Mine sounds like a
Pink Floyd
fucking-
guitar.
yeah,
I'm talking
right.
into it.
It's like Peter Frampton.
Yes.
Output desktop.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you feel like I do?
That was cream.
What?
That was cream.
No, that was definitely Peter Frampton. Do you feel like I do?
feel
It's
like that was
definitely not cream. No, that's 100% Peter Frampton.
Maybe.
And bet a beer on it.
All right. I won't make a bet on that. I'm not confident.
Feel like I do is definitely a Peter Frampton song.
I'm probably confusing it with something. Yeah. I must be confusing it with another song.
Did that fix it?
Not really, but it's still fine.
I want you
Jim says, "You guys see me on here? We see you, Jim.
to show me.
Jim, how do we sound on your end? We're having some audio issues tonight. We haven't had audio issues in a while, but
I got a serious, like, weird echo reverb thing.
Chad, why don't just cancel the microphones and put them back on Rode? That usually fixes it, actually. Way better. That sounds a ton.
Fine. And now I sound fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't sound like Peter Frampton anymore.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of like the Peter Frampton sound.
A weird. Mr. Bo, Merry Christmas. Thank you
I don't
for
know
joining us
why we
tonight.
keep using Chinese microphones. Okay, I put a tariff on China. I put a tariff on them, but they still send us microphones. I don't know why. I'm gonna take the tariff money and give it to the troops. $1,776. I have a lot more money.
What do you guys think of that?
I have a lot more than $1,700.
Jeffrey Epstein is a sick bastard.
I wasn't on the plane. There was pictures, but it wasn't me. It was AI. Elon created it with Grok. Like- oh my god.
Anyways, all right, so we got the audio figured out. We're back. Welcome to another episode of Bass and Beer Radio.
guys?
What's up, boys? We're getting close to Christmas. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some reel maintenance and some tackle maintenance.
We're going to try to give you some money saving tips because we all spent all that money on,
Right.
Yeah.
we all spent
Christmas
all that money on
presents.
Christmas presents. So let's see if we can save a couple dollars by fixing a couple things or
You know, it's
maintaining a couple things so our baits last longer.
it's definitely important to do a few things in the wintertime.
Starting
to
with rods.
maintain your baits.
Let me ask this question.
Starting with rods, I keep them in my boat and I don't touch them. That's
Let
what
me
I do
ask
with my
this.
rods.
So in my garage, I have a hanging rod rack that goes long. Excuse me,
What does
long
that
ways.
do though? Just makes them look nice.
What?
No,
Cleaning off your rod.
does a lot.
Like
It helps
what?
with your line.
Yeah.
Helps with casting. Helps with.
So
'cause
let me
get all
ask
that
you guys
gunk-
this.
You get all that gunk built up in your guides.
I can't imagine that this could possibly be good for my rods, but
That makes them last.
my high end rods, like anything over $300, I keep it in a hanging rod rack that I have on the rafters in the garage, and it's a horizontal rack, so the butt's in one end, the tip's in the other end.
No flex in the rod.
No, but, and there's a rod cover on it, so there's a rod
Jim said
socket.
chicks like a clean rod.
Right, that's true. But so I have that going on, but I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, these temperature changes because they're in the garage, like that can't be good for it.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, but like will it be fine? Probably.
They go through it all the time when they're sitting in your boat.
I'm just saying, like,
Do you think when that rod blank is sitting in a factory somewhere, it doesn't go through temperature changes? Because it's not sitting in the factory; it's probably sitting in a shipping container out back.
well, yeah, it's sitting in going across the Pacific most
Right.
likely.
Like they're in your boat.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, look at like fishing in the fall when it's 30 degrees at night and 85 during the day.
yeah.
Like they're gonna go through as long as you're not flexing them and they're straight, then you're good.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I was curious what you guys all think about keeping rods in the garage. I'll say this.
I mean, might stay in my boat.
My biggest thing with any
Chad stay in his boat.
Yeah. I mean, I would keep a lot of stuff in my So I used to keep in the Ranger, I used to keep my shit in it all year. And then Chad was actually at the ramp when this happened. I went fishing, I can't remember. I think I went with my uncle. And I opened up my rod locker and there was about 6 inches of ice.
Yeah, I
Like
remember that.
straight
Well, that's
frozen.
that's because you have. I mean,
The waterproofing was not waterproof.
You didn't have a good cover. You
Yeah.
know.
Your guys' rod lockers are waterproof?
Yeah, the waterproofing was not waterproof, so I opened up the rod locker and
Mine's
like
kind of waterproof.
every rod and reel I owned was
Mine
in
definitely.
solid ice. So I ended up taking a screwdriver and a hammer and chipping away at it. And I tell you what, those
actually wanna
reels
go-
those reels they still work to
Speaking
this day.
of rod lockers, I haven't.
What's up, Pat?
I haven't fished in heavy enough rain to see if they fixed my rod locker.
Solid ice. So,
So when I when my motor got jacked up and I had to take it back to Town Marine, like while it was up there, I had them take the rod lockers off and tighten all the deck bolts. So I don't know if it's fix my leaky deck or not, but
interesting.
leaky deck.
Don't lean on a wall too long. No extreme heat or cold. Wipe them down. Soap and water. Keep eyes and. What's
Look,
up, Matt? We got
that's
Matt
easy.
down some trick tins in
Hold
the
on.
house.
That's easy for somebody. That's easy for somebody
Oh.
from Florida to say. Oh no, hey, no extreme temperatures. Come
I'm
to Maryland,
sorry I
Chad.
just did that to you guys.
You
Come to
just
Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 13 degrees
I
at night.
still don't
for
have
the
a sense of
last-
smell. So unless it's really bad,
You're going to smell
I'm good.
this.
Yeah, it's been like 13 degrees for the last 2 weeks here. So
Well, other than it being 55 degrees today.
yes, today was nice, but I mean, like the Chesapeake Bay, for the most part, has been frozen,
Jim, I don't have
which is
enough
very
room.
crazy.
I don't have enough room in my house for all my rods.
Like, here's the thing: like, I don't think people realize, and I know we're not going to talk about fall fishing tonight, but I don't think people realize that, like, from the South and even from like lower Virginia and like in the Carolinas, like how cold it gets in Maryland and like in the Mid Atlantic.
Yeah.
Like the
Usually it's-
Chesapeake Bay has been frozen until today. I mean, frozen.
Well,
Like,
not like the bay.
but the rivers
the-
where the bass are has been frozen.
Yeah,
Some of
they've
it.
had ice over top of it for sure.
Like I went
Sorry,
to the river yesterday and could throw a rock 150 yards out on the ice and it would just skip and keep going.
and it's probably still that way.
No, it thawed out last night because of all the,
It takes
the
for-
thunder.
It takes for
And the storms.
It takes forever for. Yeah, we did have rain last night, so that helps.
Yeah.
But it usually takes forever for it to.
What's
to
up, Dan?
Not ice to
Yeah.
come out. But we typically don't have long periods of ice.
Right.
You know, sometime like end of January to like the first couple weeks of February, we'll have quite a bit of ice. But for the most part, aside from maybe like a week or two during
What's
the
up,
winter,
Lou?
we can fish all winter.
Yeah.
It's just cold as balls.
Last year was one of the most icy winters I can remember. Chad, I'm going to send
nice,
you.
Lou. I love me some Lake Fork.
Oh, yeah.
Should I send it to you or should I send it to Bass and Beer? I went over the Bay Bridge last year in like January and it looked like it was like frozen completely. I want to send you a video of me going over it.
Antarctica shit.
It was, dude. It was crazy. Should I send it to you or should I send it to the page?
Send it to me.
All right. I'm gonna find it right now. It was pretty. I'm really excited for you guys to see it because I've never seen anything like it. Like it was very neat. But here, I'm gonna find it here in just a second because it was from like last January when I drove over there to pick up my Ranger actually. But yeah, it was extremely cold.
Where'd you take your Ranger?
So Miles had his Stratus at some place over on the Eastern Shore to get worked on, and I had to go somewhere for the military. I can't remember where I went. And long story short, on the way to pick his boat up, he took my boat over there. I had to get the poles taken off, and I had to get some stuff fixed. But this is what the bay looked like when I drove over the Chesapeake Bay. This is the main span of the bay. Like this is the largest part of the Chesapeake Bay, and I drove over the Bay Bridge.
That's just by that's just the shoreline side. It's fine.
Shit, that was the middle of the middle. The videos are sending, so you'll see them here in just a second. But yeah, it was.
But
pretty,
the point,
pretty cool.
The point is
that I
it
was
gets
trying to
cold as
make
shit here.
is it one? It gets cold as shit, but we fish all winter long.
Yeah, except for that. I mean, you could sink the Edmund Fitzgerald and some shit like that.
So trying to keep your rods out of like extreme temperatures just doesn't work.
If it's
And
kept outside.
To be fair, it doesn't. Well, no, because you're putting them. I mean, you're taking them into extreme temperatures while you're fishing.
Yeah, that's also true. My biggest thing for like, and this is gonna sound like a cop out, but we talked about it a little bit before the show. Like, my biggest thing for keeping your baits good in any season, especially the winter, is to not open them from the original pack.
And yeah, I mean that's always a good. Or keep them in a sealed package. You keep them. Frank actually does. He looks like a drug dealer because he has a whole. He bought it. He just got on Amazon and bought a whole crap ton of the little 2 by 2 Ziploc bags.
Mm-hmm.
And so he'll keep his jigs and each one is in an individual bag. So when he wants a jig, he just they're in his box. He just pulls one out, takes it out of the bag, and fishes it.
That probably keeps the box a lot more organized too.
Keeps the box really organized and helps keep things from getting rusted.
Yeah,
because they're individually protected.
So another thing talking about baits is I actually last year. Maybe 2 years ago, I went on Amazon and I got like a
Jim,
big ass bag.
My rods stay in my boat all year.
Big dildo.
I don't really take them out.
I got a big ass bag of those silica gel
Too much of a
packets,
pain.
and I would put like 2 or 3 in each tackle box, and that actually helped a lot. I will say that helped a ton, keeping the condensation down, and with the temperature changes, if you're keeping your stuff in your boat or keeping it outside.
Jim, I fish too much. I'm not. If it's gonna be cold for a week, I ain't taking my shit out of my boat.
What if the boat is in the garage?
What if it's in the water? Because I've been through that too. If your boat sinks, you're gonna have a hard time keeping your
up,
shit.
Jason?
You just got to take all your baits out and dump them on a table and spread them out and put a fan on them.
Actually, that's
Guess
a
what
good
else
point.
I don't do? Take my baits out of my boat.
I was gonna say that's a good point. It really is though. Like keeping your stuff dry is actually huge. Like I know guys that anytime they fish any chatterbait, spinnerbait, crankbait, jerkbait, any hard bait that they throw, they will dunk it in fresh water after they're done fishing, dry it off with a towel, and cut it off and put it back in before they put it back in the tray.
That's too much. I'll put it in the cup holder and let it dry out and then put it away.
You know what? So,
However, they do make those like flambeau or whatever. They have the freaking anti-rust things that are in
this shit
there.
still rusts.
I've
used
Scuba
them.
Steve swears by it.
I used to use them a lot. I use the Plano Elite boxes that have the anti-rust in them as
Yeah,
well.
with the
Shit's
brackish
still-
water that we fish,
Shit
they'll
still rust. So it is really important. So crankbaits doesn't really matter. They don't hold water.
Yeah.
Skirts hold water. So it is important to let your chatterbaits, your spinnerbaits, your jigs dry out because that skirt will hold water. I like, especially in the summertime. If I change a
That's a valid
chatterbait,
point that I haven't really thought about.
if I change a chatterbait, it lays on my deck in the sun where it can dry out. So
Yeah.
sorry, I was reading a message.
No, you're good.
So I lay it on the deck where it can dry out. I'll toss it. If I'm moving around a lot, if I'm running around in a tournament or something, I throw them under the front step, and then I'll grab them later, and I'll put them away when I get.
You don't get any air across them when they're in a compartment, though.
No, when I say under the front step, like it's open under my front step. I just throw them under there so they don't blow out of the boat.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, because the Skeeter has a little bit of room under that like step.
Well, it's a
area.
step. I mean, the step it's literally just a step like across the platform. So it's
See,
all
my
open.
step is a freaking box that you put shit in.
Yeah, mine's not
It's
a box.
normally where I put beer cans.
So mine is, you have the floor ends here, step is over top of it, and I just toss them under there so they don't blow out of the boat. But yeah, moisture kills everything.
Agreed. It does, especially the salty moisture.
You'll get moisture.
Lloyd?
You got to watch your boxes. You'll get, if you leave your, especially in the wintertime when you have big temperature changes, you'll get condensation in your boxes just from the air pressure and air temperature changes.
Yeah.
Do us a
that's
favor,
one thing that you
everybody.
have to watch.
Do us a big favor. Like and share the show if you're watching right now. Hit the like button.
Why?
Hit the share button.
Why-
share
why
it to
you
your
gotta-
page.
Why you got to eat the bed?
Bubs.
My biggest tip that I can
Such
give.
a dickhead. Let his dumbass out of here.
See ya, Bubs.
Motherfucker's eating the cat bed. Get out.
It's fine. He ate the bottom of it. You just turn it over. And
Bubs is going to jail.
Just look at him. Look at him. He's got the evidence. On his
I didn't do it. I swear.
See ya, Bubs.
Pull that out of his mouth so he doesn't eat that.
Go to jail.
That's
Go
not
directly to
good
jail.
for him at all.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So yeah, I mean, you got to keep your shit dry, and that's the biggest thing because especially around here we do have some salt in the water.
Ooh, we should touch on that a little bit. Yes. The GP update with Days Cove.
Oh, yeah. That's important.
Yeah,
I would like to follow up with Scott Sewell or the Riverkeeper.
I was going to say, again,
I would like to talk to Theo and just
Yeah.
see like exactly what that means because
Tom
like we
Over
can
has-
read it.
Tom Ever had a great question. He was like, well, what happens in 10 years from now when they're not there anymore?
Okay,
There's
so-
like leaching or runoff. or
So
whatever, and it's like-
I can speak on this for a second, and for those of you that don't know, I'm on the spectrum. Hard to believe. All jokes aside, I generally before I go to sleep, I like to watch like engineering, sciencey type of videos because I don't know why. Long story short, I watched a video where it talks about like the engineering and how landfills like work. And so
God, you're a nerd.
I know that's very
Like
Last night
Like
I
watching
I'm a nerd.
I'm not gonna say I like modern Marvels. It's a
Last
good show.
night I watched how dams work and hydroelectricity and all this. And like
that's actually interesting.
yeah. So whatever. So either way, but long story short, so when they pick a site for a landfill, it's temporary, right? Like landfills.
It's gonna fill up.
Right. Landfills have a maximum amount of refuse that they can actually take. And there's
Refugees.
well, yeah. That's Baltimore. Yeah. And there are so like they actually seal it. So if you ever go to Days Cove landfill and if you've gone enough, you can see it where there's parts of the landfill where there's like black tarps on it and you dump your trash on it and then they cover it up. Long story short, they actually pump when it rains, right? It's the black tarps and the rubber keep it from going in the watershed and into the aquifers, and they actually pump it to the water treatment areas.
Right.
So, in theory, if everything's been done correctly at Days Cove, in 10 years, assuming that the infrastructure that they've put in as they've been upkeeping and inspecting the landfill happen, you shouldn't have an excessive nutrient osmosis procedure, right, of nutrients into the local watershed because there's been countermeasures enacted since this whole thing has existed. Now, what I will say to that is if you drive on 695, or sorry, if you drive on 95 when you go past 43, right, if you're driving on north on 95 past 43, those giant mounds, that's the old landfill, right?
Yeah. Is that that is abandoned? There's nothing there.
Well, it's not abandoned isn't the right word. So what happens is a landfill has a contract on a piece of land for X amount of time. And then once it reaches capacity, they fill it up, they close it, and then they move it on. So a lot of landfills, they'll actually put like a natural gas type of energy harnessing facility. And what they'll do, because a lot of these, damn it, what the fuck's the word?
What's up, Roberto?
Basically, as the trash breaks down, it creates gas, which is why when you go to landfills, you'll see these like PVC pipes sticking out of the ground, right? And they'll have these things.
Yeah.
So they'll harness that gas and they'll use it for energy. So that's why when you drive north on 95 and you go past 43,
and then they'll charge you out the ass for it.
well, you go past 43, look to the right, and you'll see all these pipes sticking out of the ground. Same thing at Cockeysville on Warren Road. And they're actually monitoring how much gas is coming out, because if there's too much gas coming out, it's not going to the treatment facility. If there's too little gas coming out, it's going into the ecosystem. So I will say, like, I actually think that Days Cove being shut down, if it's on schedule, is good. If it's earlier than scheduled, is probably not a good thing, because why would the county and the state want to fund another landfill?
Somebody's still going to have to monitor that. They're going to have to fund another
landfill.
It's Where are we going to take our trash to?
Well, there's going to be another landfill.
Hold up, let me look this up real quick, because Lynn Bowman on the Post. Did you read Lynn's comment?
Potentially,
It was hidden.
When it was hidden
For me, yeah.
Why? Was he
Because
being,
I was
he
too-
being mean?
No, because I was too lazy to change it to all posts instead of the whatever
I was
important.
like, what
it
kind
was
of
or
weird
something.
shit did you do?
It was just it was just Facebook not deeming their comment important. But all the
So
time,
Lynn's post is, it was just a rubble landfill. It's just the rubble landfill that is closing. So building debris go there, wood, concrete, etc. Eastern Sanitary Landfill, where all the really gross stuff goes, will remain open and will continue to discharge.
Okay.
I mean, is that where the really gross stuff goes to, or is the building material? I think Tom Over mentioned that.
He did mention that there's a lot of lead paint, etc., from
Right.
things that go from building material. However, I do think when they're talking about the sanitary discharge part, you're talking about chemical waste.
Now,
Well, no, the sanitary that's just your normal. That's a regular landfill, right? That's where household trash goes.
I will actually say after
There's not supposed to be any hazardous materials in there.
Good
After-
comment from Lloyd. Lloyd says, I actually have my Class C water treatment license from back in the day in Missouri. Tony is correct. All locations have a limit on years they can be at certain
Look at
locations.
Lloyd's full.
Look at
Lloyd's just
Lloyd.
full of
Hell
all kinds
yeah,
of
Lloyd.
information.
I will say this. I think that if assuming that Maryland is doing things correctly, and given that it's a pretty fucking liberal democratic state,
It's probably not.
well, they probably are, because this has to do with greenies and ecosystems and this, that, and the other.
They only care about what freaking makes them money and makes them
Well-
look good at the time. They don't give a shit about anything else. Where'd your $8 billion in taxes go? Tell me that.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Gone.
Right. It went to what's her name?
It went to Westmore's Ferrari.
So that I think that if assuming that the landfill process was done correctly and all the infrastructure required to make it clean is been done, it's actually a good thing that that the permit was denied, right? Obviously, but it's also fair.
a fantastic thing.
It's also fair because what Days Cove has been doing is in line with state law and in line with landfills all over the country.
But what was the reason they wanted to? I guess it would be cheaper for them to discharge more into water than it would be to treat.
Well, here's my question: is who actually takes the revenue from the landfill? Is it the state or is it a private entity? Because if it's the state, why? That's a little shitty.
It's
right?
usually the county.
But it's a state or local government that's receiving revenue from the landfill, right? So
Yeah, but they're probably using some type of private contractor to do the work.
sure, but
I mean, they're Hartford County landfills. Those are county employees.
so.
Yeah, like
Scarborough.
Scarborough.
So I think it's pretty simple, right? I think it's probably as simple of we don't have to pump as much water to Back
true.
River. If we can just if you guys give us this law, we can pump it into Days Cove instead of pumping it all the way to Back River to be treated and recycled. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Well, they actually so there is supposed to be water treatment at Days Cove on site.
Right.
Through retention ponds, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of it's
It's
through
a filtration system. There,
Yeah.
Theo explained it.
Do you think
Isn't
there's
it through a
gas
lot
in the
of?
retention
But it's not like a
ponds?
water treatment plant. It's through
No,
like
it's not a
retention
water.
ponds. and
It's not a
stuff like
water
that.
treatment plant. It's a filtering system.
Correct. Which is retention ponds, I think.
It's
I
supposed to
think.
filter
Well,
it
it's
down to
supposed
the
to go
point of
from-
being drinkable water,
Yeah.
though. Like, I don't know how much I believe
No,
that.
it's not drinkable.
That's
Potable.
what they say.
Not from days. Well,
That's what
maybe.
it's supposed to be.
That's what it's
Theo,
supposed to be.
That's what Theo told us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah. So it's. I'm going to put a plug out here. If you guys are into some of this stuff, there's a really, really, really good YouTube channel that I watch all the time called Practical Engineering, and this guy has a really good video on landfills and water treatment. And if you're on the spectrum like me, it's really fucking interesting.
How many times in the
actually.
middle of summer, the pond is always normally, for the most part, it is the clearest water in all of the gunpowder, minus the little gunpowder. It's where it's the most clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's where. Did I go back there in the summertime sometimes and be fishing, and it is just hot as shit. And it's like, do you know how like you look at that water and you're like, this looks like a nice place to just take a swim.
But then you think about it.
And then you think about it for a second. You're like, that is the landfill, like right there. They're saying they're discharging drinkable, potable water into this place. So how bad can it really be? But I also feel like I'm going to jump in there and come out with a third arm. And not the one that I already have, the other one.
I thought that was the third leg.
I mean, it's a walking stick.
Damn.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
So
It's just like, dude, you're like, I really like want to go
Regardless-
swimming right now, but it smells like a trash dumpster.
regardless of what it what it affects and where it is, it's still it's still a win.
It's a
And,
big one.
Sometimes
I think it's a big one.
sometimes you have to take small steps to get to where you want to be.
Right.
I truly think it's a really, really big win. I wasn't looking forward to seeing how the gunpowder was going to end up turning out if they doubled or tripled their amount of discharge into the water.
Right.
How much would it have actually changed? How much would the sediment coming from that have filled in the pond? Would it have pushed the fish out? What would be the repercussions of it?
I don't think it would have filled. I don't think there would have been sediment filling in the pond. I don't think that was really going to be an issue. It was more the nitrates and stuff that were being in there.
Right.
And hey, look, was it going to be bad? Yeah. Was it going to make any difference? We don't know.
I
Like
think
as far as
sediment
fishing,
still-
as far as fishing goes, we don't know.
I still
And I don't wanna
truly
find out.
believe that a lot of that discharge and stuff like that that's happening, like they discharge more than what they say they do, especially in the wintertime when there's nobody back there to freaking see anything. However,
I don't even know where
think
they discharge it from. Because there's no like open runoff down
There's
there.
no
I mean, there's
open
there's
runoff.
some like rain runoff type stuff that goes in
I
there.
think that's where a lot of it's coming from, though.
So does it have to? Does it like? Do they like?
Like back in that top left corner when you go in, and then
Do they
you
have,
go,
like, a pipe?
down. So
Is there like a pipe in there?
there's
that
probably
they-
a pipe, and it's underground, and then it leaches through the ground and then runs into the thing. That's mine.
Because if there's a pipe, if there's a pipe in there, I want to know where it's at.
Because
Because that's
it's
current.
not a complete.
Right.
It's not a complete open pipe. There's the one spot in the top corner, and then the one spot that's like halfway down,
Yeah,
where there's the runoff that enters.
right, and that's
that
mostly
side.
and
And then you do have a little bit of runoff in the top right corner, but it's not nearly as much as the center and the left corner.
yeah. Lloyd said they probably have underground pipes. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Too. I just want to know if they come into the pond and when they release water. Because, bass love current and shit pipes.
I think it's one of the reasons that we've lost so much grass over the years. And it's gonna
it
be
ebbs
hard.
and
It's
flows.
gonna be hard to convince me that that's not one of the reasons.
I think
Man,
the
you used to
si-
go back there in the days. The grass would almost consume the pond all over the edges.
But that,
Like,
I mean, we had
there
that.
would be grass over top of 8 feet of water.
We had
Like,
that too.
That's crazy.
We had that 2 years ago back there. I
No,
mean,
we
it's-
didn't. No,
I think it was longer
We
than
I'm
had
that.
a
talking about.
huge
I'm
mat-
talking
there were
about
huge
topped
mats-
out.
There were
topped out
huge
matted
mats
grass.
back there in November.
No,
Yeah, because we were catching snakeheads out of them. The
No.
snakeheads were stacked in the.
that is not the
were
same as-
Stacked in the.
that is not the same as 5 or 6 years ago when we were back there, and all the edges of the pond was grass 20 or 30 feet out from the edge. I mean, like topped out as thick as
But
you
then-
could, as grass could be.
But that grass wasn't 15 years ago. That grass wasn't there at all.
Nah,
Like when Greg first first started going into the pond and fishing the pond, like there wasn't grass back there at all. First time I was ever in the pond 12, 13 years ago, there wasn't any grass back there.
Are we acknowledging on Bass Rear Radio right now that Greg found the pond?
No, Greg did not find the pond.
I'm just making sure because it sounded
just
like we
the-
were saying that.
No,
I mean, I sure as fuck didn't find it.
that's what I heard.
Chris Lang, Chris and JT Lang found the pond. They were the first ones that were going there after it opened up. When it was so narrow that they were rubbing the sides of a John boat to get through the canal.
Yeah, now you can fit a fucking cruise ship through there.
Yeah, pretty close. If it was a little deeper. If it was a little deeper, we could do it. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Let's talk about baits.
Reel and tackle.
Like that's what we want to
Let's
talk
get
about
to it.
tonight. We want to talk about maintenance. So we talked a little bit about some things that you can do: bring your stuff in, keep it dry, and that helps maintain your stuff. I was doing this the other day I was doing some lure maintenance, and I thought, you know what, this is a good thing to talk about because I've got $75 worth of baits here that I'm fixing for a couple bucks that are going right back into my box that most people would probably just, oh well, this is done and throw it away. So I tried to come up with some ideas of some different things that I do to save me some money so I don't have to buy new baits. Not going to stop me from buying new baits, as Chad knows.
Hell
Because
no.
I spend way too much money on fishing.
It's a
on
lot of
fishing
fun.
lures.
Every time this guy goes to SFT, it's bad.
Oh, yeah. I actually got out of there. The last time I was up there, I got out of there for less than $100.
That's impressive.
Right.
It's impressive for you.
And I bought 2 Megabass jerk baits that day.
It's also impressive for you. Good colors, too.
I mean, I buy Megabass jerk baits. That's
Yeah,
not impressive.
I mean,
but
yeah.
keeping it under $100 with 4, well, I had 4 Megabass
Well, they
jerk
were on
baits.
sale when you were there, too, so that makes it a
True.
little bit more impressive.
Yeah, they were only $17 a piece. So.
Ooh, God, yeah. I
For
would've
the-
gone, I would
the
have gone
110
a
silence.
little bit crazy.
The 110 silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like $17 a piece.
But yeah,
So-
so we're gonna talk about some things that are some money savers this winter. Some people are still out there fishing. There, you can definitely catch fish in the middle of the winter. A lot of the people tend to slow down a little bit, but these are some of the things that you can do to get your rods, your reels, and your tackle, your baits ready for the springtime, so that you don't pull that crankbait or that jerk bait out of your tackle box and go, damn, that hook is literally rusted to the point where it's going to break in half.
Don't sleep on the winter fishing. Biggest bag I ever caught on the bay, I caught 2 weeks ago. I had just under 26 pounds. So, with that being said, while we're sitting at home, or like last week when it was all iced up and we couldn't do anything,
Oh, you should have just broke through it with your boat.
I thought about it.
You have enough fiberglass damage. I'm sorry.
I thought about it. So,
Fucked up.
I know a lot of people that sell baits and whatnot. I've never bought them. If you buy them from Jake Bagwell, he's legit, and he has a lot of stuff that is really good stuff, like a lot of like depth Sakamata shads and stuff like that.
So what are we getting into first?
So let's talk about frogs. We've all had those frogs. You know how frogs are. We'll get there. You know, you've had them for a year or two, and then that rubber gets all like dry rotted and sticks together. And
Yeah.
it's just worthless, right?
Definitely
like you don't want
doesn't
to throw
flow
it.
and float the way you want it.
You don't want to throw it because the legs are just like all crunched up together. A lot of people just throw those away. Spro actually just started making or selling their frog legs. So they come in a 2-pack. It's like $5 for a 2-pack. So $2.50 to put new legs in your frog, and it's pretty easy. So they actually, Spro even makes a tool for it. But you take your frog. So here I just have this is just a cheap Booyah frog, right? No tails. I already pulled the tails out. It actually had perfectly good tails. I just don't fish Booyah frogs. So I wanted to give you guys an example. So pull your hook out, flip it around. That's the first thing you got to do. Pull your tails out. You know, if they're dry rotted, then you're going to the biggest thing and the key to this, and to make this easy, is I'm gonna get a little closer to the camera here. You have to squeeze them. So if you squeeze them like this, you'll see the legs line up, and then you can just slide your wire through. Why the Spro tool? It's a wire, has a hook on it. Hook your tails on, yank it back through, and then you got new tail. You got new legs in your frog. Spro frogs aren't cheap. They're like $12 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so for a couple bucks, for a $2.50, you know, it's $2.50 for new legs. You can fix a $12 frog. You've just saved, you know, that's saved you $10. I had 7 of them. You know, so I saved $70 by putting new tails in my frog. They're all in perfect working order, aside from the tails were all dry rotted. So you can save a lot of money just by doing a little bit of maintenance like that, fixing a couple baits. If your hooks are bad, this is a great time to change hooks on crankbaits, jerk baits, whatever whatever kind of hooks you use, whatever your favorite is. Now's the best time to go through all your crankbaits. Look for rusty split rings. Look for dull hooks, so you can change those hooks out. So they're fresh and good to go in the spring when that crankbait bite turns on.
Yep. Be the first thing I throw in the spring.
Right. And if you have a rusty split ring and you let it sit in the box, it'll stain your crankbaits.
Well, and the rust will jump to the next closest piece of metal, whether it's a hook or a split ring or whatever.
Only if they're touching.
Yeah, but
They have to be
still, I mean,
I do think rust travels.
yeah, rust definitely travels. I don't care what kind of box you got.
It
But
doesn't-
definitely between changing your skirts and your frogs, and for me personally, I change the hooks on the baits that I use the most. There's a lot of baits that I have that stay in the tackle box that are like just particular baits that I don't use too much, and then there's crankbaits, jerk baits, treble hook baits that I throw all the time. I've caught multiple fish on. Some of the hooks have gotten bent a little bit. That's what's going on. I got fish in the DMV.
So, yeah, you're
Thomas.
absolutely right.
The baits that I tend to throw the most, that I have the most confidence in, I will change the hooks on them. Make sure they have nice, good, sticky hooks, and they're ready to go for the springtime. The baits that I kind of just use them for particulars, stuff like that. I don't get too deep into maintenance on them because they don't see as much fish, they don't see as much moisture. But yeah.
To add to your point, like those baits that you fish all the time, change the hooks anyway. Even if you pull them out and you fish that, like I fish this bait all the time. I fished it the last 5 trips. Change the hooks on it because you've knocked the coating off those hooks, banging it on rocks, stuff like that. Just put new hooks on it because if you just let them sit there over the wintertime, they're going to rust.
Believe it or not, catching a handful of bass or, a boatload of bass, whatever, in a single season on a hook, whether they're bent out or not, you will start to round off the tip of that hook. They do become less sticky, whether you think they do or
I'll
not.
change them out in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like if I'm fishing in a tournament and I've caught, if I'm catching them on a crankbait, I'll change my hooks out in the middle of the day.
Yes.
Half a day worth.
I think
of
that's
fishing.
very important maintenance.
I don't change my hooks out ever.
I just want to address Matt Down's comment about going on side quests for other species. So I think all of us here actually do. We just don't talk about it.
We got to go on some crappy adventures here.
Yeah.
We do some we all do some crappy fishing. I'm a big steelhead guy. I love to go steelhead fishing in the wintertime. It's been a couple years since I got to go, but that's my thing that I do in the off season. I do a lot of trout. Used to do a lot of trout fishing. Not as much anymore since I got better at catching bass in the wintertime. But crappie, trout, stripers,
Round bend.
we all like. We all. I mean, I'm pretty sure all 3 of us like catching some stripers.
Yeah, that's how I started. I started catching stripers.
And I'll do that in season. I don't. I'll be in the middle of a club tournament, find a school of stripers, and I'll just start beating on them.
Yeah.
My thing where I think it comes more into play about changing the hook is if you catch a big fish or you catch a snakehead or something else and you end up bending one of those hooks, I'll change it out more for the bend in the hook than I will for the sharpness, depending on how old the hook is.
Well, yeah, because you don't. I mean, once your hook starts bending, you can only bend it back so many times before it breaks.
It's gonna break.
And if you're looking at like a mega bass hook,
Exactly.
like a
I was
jerk
gonna
bait,
say, you guys know me. I'm throwing a lot of mega bass stuff.
if they bend, just swap the hook because if you go to bend it back, it's
gonna
gonna break.
It's gonna snap. You don't even have one bend with those hooks. They're done.
What were the
like
hooks?
I said, you gotta put the Gamakatsus back on them. You gotta put owners back on them or Hayabusas.
The VMC Redline, which is one of my go-to.
What were the
Personally, I'm not a fan of VMC hooks. I
don't-
just think they rust a lot more than other
That's
hooks.
the only. I hate their regular hooks. The Redline hooks are nano coated. They're
So
really
they
good.
do better. Gotcha.
They don't.
Okay,
they
right
don't
on.
rust.
What
That
were the
makes sense.
what were the hooks that were like had that square on them? Like what were those called?
stupid asses. What were they? Oh my god, they're so. You can get them.
They're
for
still
like,
around.
You can
They're
get them
still
for like
around.
70.
Thomas is asking triple grip or round bend.
I fish
round
round
bend.
bends all the time.
Round bend. All the time.
100% of the
Always
time.
round bend.
So though I can't remember what they were called, but you can get them on like Tackle Warehouse has so many of them and they don't sell that you can get them for like 70 cents a pack right now.
They came in like an orange and black trapper.
Trapper,
Yep, that's
yeah,
right.
the Trapper hooks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are that's the ones that have like the keeper built into the hook
It's
type
like-
thing.
No.
Like the
dude,
hook
it's
is a
weird
square,
looking.
so
Yeah.
it comes like here's the point of your hook. It comes back. There's a square, and then you go
Yeah.
over the bend of your hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I hear the hookup ratio is
garbage.
terrible on them.
yeah, they're like literally 70 cents a pack on Tackle Warehouse right now. So,
I believe it.
For your round bend comment, or for your round bend triple grip comment, I feel like it's more important for me to get the fish hooked, and you have better hookup with a round bend. Your triple grips will keep them on better.
Especially,
Will keep them. I'm using air quotes.
yeah.
Well, they'll keep them on better. But
For those that don't know, what's the difference?
one's an EWG hook and one's a round bend hook.
Okay, what's the difference?
It's
Round
the
bend
shape. It's
hook-
the shape of the hook.
The round back hook gives you more gap so that you can sink the. In my opinion,
More
the round
gap,
back
better
hook
hookup.
gives you more gap. It gives you better hookup ratio in the wintertime because their mouths, their lips, the skin, it gets a lot harder. It's harder to sink those hooks into them and keep them.
Well, and you just have more
Deeply
hook
hooked
gap.
in the winter.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
you just
physics,
have more
right?
hook gap.
You have more hook gap. The more hook gap
Fish
you have, the
round bend
better your
hooks
hookup.
all the time,
I'm confident enough.
summer or winter.
I'm confident enough with my ability to fight a fish that I'm not worried about losing a fish. I'm also not fishing for $100,000. If I was fishing for $100,000 and they're choking a crankbait, yeah, maybe I'll fish some triple grips because I'm trying to get them in. I'm horsing in 6-pounders, right? Like KVD on Toledo Bend that one year.
Yeah,
You know,
or
you-
like Kentucky Lake any year possible. Right.
Yeah. Well, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean I'm always round bend on my treble hooks. I fish a short shank round bend. Gamakatsu 2X strong short shank round bend is what goes on all my crankbaits. But I'm not a huge. I'm not one of those people that just like as soon as I get a crankbait I'll swap the hooks out on it. I don't unless that crankbait comes with like crap hooks. Like I'll fish the stock hooks until the stock hooks get dull because treble hooks are expensive.
Yeah. I don't switch my hooks out until I visually need to. Personally.
So is that Thomas?
Yeah.
You mean these hooks? Ooh. I just happen to have a pack of them. sitting here with
The
me.
hardest thing that I have with okay, so you talk about switching out hooks for crankbaits, right? My biggest gag reflex to that is I'll go to switch out treble hooks and the hooks might be the same size, but the shank length is different.
You got to know. You just have to know what you need, and if the shank length's shorter, I like a short shank treble hook because a short shank treble hook allows me to, if I want to go up in size. So I can go from like on a square bill, like I can on a 1.5 square bill. If you go to a short shank, you can put a number 2 on a 1.5, and you get even more hook gap, right? So it's even it makes hook up even better.
But okay, so I maybe this is me being cheap, right?
Now, if
But
it's
like,
too long, that's a problem, because if your hook shank's too long, then you run into that stupid situation where your treble hooks get hooked together.
now maybe this is me being cheap, right? But it's like if I'm replacing one hook at a time, like it gets stupid because,
I always replace 2.
well, right, and you should, right? But there's something that mentally doesn't sit right for me when I go to change hooks on a crankbait and I look at the old treble hook and the new treble hook, and the new treble hook, it's the right size, but the shank length is just a little shorter. Because I would always get the VMC.
Just
regular.
change both hooks so it doesn't bother you.
It still bothers me. I don't know why, it just does.
Because
I'm
once
like-
once you change all the hooks on it, guess what? You can't see the difference anymore.
But
I'm
here's the other
kinda-
thing
I'm
too.
kind of the same way with changing hooks than I am with changing line. Like, I'll change hooks when I need to change hooks. Like when I know that I need
Yeah.
to change hooks,
Yep.
I will change them.
I'll run the stock hooks. I'll run the stock hooks until they're garbage.
But it's like, for
And
the
then I'll
most
change
part,
them.
it's like, dude, I'm running like the line on my reels right now is probably 2 years old.
Yeah, I'm
You're complete opposite of that.
I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I'm still pretty. I still change my line.
When I get a bend or something in my
I'll
hook, or I
allow
can see that the
very-
points are starting to round off or something, I'll change them off. But I just don't. I've never noticed a massive difference in my hookup ratio of fish between changing and not changing my hooks if I don't see defects in the hook.
Yeah, I mean the only difference is if you're going to like a wider gap. So like if you when you were away, I was talking to Tony about running a short shank. I run short shank treble hooks. So a short shank treble hook will allow me to run on a 1.5 square bill. I can run a number 2 instead of a number 4.
Right.
Which gives me more hook gap, which
can go
allows me to
bigger
hook up
hook.
better, right? Because now I have more hook gap. So I'll do stuff like that. Like Jim said, the longer shanks were good when they're swiping at a bait. I'll still run short shanks. I'll just run a bigger hook. I just upsize the hook. I'd rather have more hook gap is going to do more for you than a longer shank hook.
See, my line breaking and whatnot, like Jason said, he like changes his line all the time. My line breaking and whatnot, I don't have those problems. I really don't. I lose fish off of line breaks
When I
next
lose
to
fish,
none. Like I never lose fish on line
yeah,
breaks. Honestly.
I mean, and when you do,
and
like,
if I
there's a
do,
reason, right?
normally it's because I didn't retie my
Right.
knot. Honestly,
Jason, I'm with you. Like tournaments, I actually I messed up and didn't change hooks for a tournament, and I was on the phone with Frank while I was rigging up for this tournament. It was on Rayburn, and I'm like, man, I should probably change the hooks on these. And then I felt them, and they're like sharp, and I'm like, no, they'll be fine. Dude, I lost so many fish that day in that tournament. I lost 16 pounds worth of fish. I should have been leading the tournament on co-angler side because I didn't change the hooks.
right?
Changed the hooks when I got back. Immediately changed the hooks when I got back. Every fish that I caught, it was on a trap. Every fish that I caught that I hooked the next day, I put in a boat.
And you're pretty much a Gamakatsu man through and through.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the same way with me. I'm Gamakatsu, Hayabusa, or Owner. Those are going to be the 3 hook brands that you're going to see me run on any of my shit. I'm really not going to run anything else.
What was the other one? Hayabusa?
Hayabusa.
Yeah,
It's a
they're
little
good
bit more as like a
hooks.
JDM. type brand,
BKK are good. I mean, as long
Right,
as you're running a
BKK
good
makes good
quality hook. BKK makes good hooks. Like you said, Hayabusa makes really good hooks. Gamakatsu, Owner. I've actually
Gamakatsu's really the go-to.
I've
out of
been-
all of them, though.
I've been fishing some of these VMC redline hooks, and I've never been a real big fan of VMC.
Me either.
But I got these because they are a finesse treble, and sometimes it's really hard to get these.
I really look at VMC as, oh shit, I don't have the hooks that I need to change on my baits for the tournament that's in 1 day from now, so I need to go to Dick's. And
I will
this
say,
is what I'm going to get.
They don't sell these at Dick's, and these are super, super good.
I like their flipping hooks. I mean, like,
Their flipping hooks are fucking garbage.
you don't like their flipping
God,
hooks?
they're so bad.
I don't mind their flipping hooks at
No,
all.
they're so bad.
I don't like VMC.
You
I
won't-
like their.
I don't like VMC.
I won't fish a flipping hook unless it's a Gamakatsu.
Now I will
Now
say.
I will say that the owner jungle flipping hook is a good flipping hook. I won't fish a flipping hook unless it's a Gamakatsu.
VMC's Nico hooks are good. They're flipping. I like their flipping hooks.
Or the
Nico
Gamakatsu
hooks-
flipping
Nico
hook,
hooks are-
and that's it.
Nico hooks are shit. The weed guard on them is fucking terrible.
Well,
they're
well-
so
I'm
light.
not
They're
gonna-
too
I'm not
light
gonna lie to you.
wire.
I
The
think
one with the
everything
nylon.
VMC
You don't
shit.
like those?
Even dude, all the fucking VMC's
Really?
shaky head hooks, everything, they're shit. They're trash.
Dude, I don't
hate
have
it.
Anything in
problems
their
with
anything in the regular VMC line is garbage.
I don't like
They
it at all.
rust immediately. Like as soon as they touch the water,
Yes.
they start to rust.
That's my thing too. And by the way, like when I say they rust, like they don't just get some surface rust on it. Like, bro, that
like they
shank
rust
will
into
rust
them.
all the way through.
to where you can break it.
Yes.
Like you can just go doop and it breaks.
I don't have that problem. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it.
I
but-
really.
they're
It's probably because you snap shit off so much that you put new
Dude,
shit on.
I
so
haven't
often.
broken shit since
Now-
I started getting better line. I haven't broken shit.
Their
off
red
nearly as
their
much.
red line hooks
I still
are
can't stress how proud
these
I
are
am of
these
it.
are nano coated, so
right.
less problems with rust on those. Those are good hooks. If it's in their red line series, they're good. As far as flipping hooks go, I'm 100% Gamakatsu.
Gamakatsu or owner. And I
Gamakatsu,
do like some of the owner,
Gamakatsu heavy cover
I'm
flipping
not
hook.
gonna lie, dude. Some of the owner jungle hooks are like monster hooks, though. Like they're very thick hooks.
Well, so are those.
That is why they call them the fucking jungle hook, because you're
So
pulling
that's-
it through a jungle of grass.
That's yeah. So are the heavy cover flipping hooks.
Yeah,
the HD,
they
the
are.
HD heavy
They
cover
are.
flipping
Yeah,
hooks. They're
they,
like
they
gas.
definitely are.
But yeah, the VMC, the VMC hooks are just they're hot garbage.
Like I said, the VMC hooks, in my opinion, are those ocean
Tony's
hooks.
just
I
cheap.
don't have what I need to fish a tournament this weekend.
Nico
so I
hooks-
need to go to
issues with
Dick's.
them.
That's what the VMC hooks are.
The
Tell me I'm a liar. I'm not a
the-
liar. That's what it is.
the Gamakatsu G Finesse Stinger hook is the best Nico hook out there.
I haven't had issues with them. I mean, I
Now,
don't know.
now the Gamakatsu
You've
G Finesse Stinger
upgraded your
hooks.
rods, your reels, your line. It's time to start throwing Gamakatsu hooks.
Dude, I was literally trying. I was trying so hard to buy a Dobbins Ecstasy, and they just didn't have it in stock.
I mean,
Like
but
I
you
was
still- I mean,
trying so hard to get the
I mean,
top
it
of
is
the line
winter
shit.
time. You could have like maybe waited a little while, but you don't know.
Well, okay, so here's my thing, right? And not to sound like a piece of shit or nothing, but like I called I emailed Dobbins and I'm like, hey man, like what's up with this? And I get
you go to a foreign
Abdul on
foreign
the
call
phone.
center.
a foreign call center who has
they have
no
no idea what's
fucking
going
clue
on.
what's going on. They're like, oh, we don't know when it's going to be in stock.
Hello, this is Abdul. Our camels have not come in with
I'm
the
like,
new rod
dude.
delivery.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man?
I like how you tried to combine a Middle Eastern, Indian, and Asian accent all into one.
I can't speak. I can't speak like the camel
So-
riders. I just can't.
So long story short, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not like as much as I wanted to get a Dobbins Ecstasy, and I probably still will get one.
What'd you get, a Zodius?
No, I got an X Prime.
X Brad.
You will not be upset with the X.
No,
Ride.
not at all.
Promise
They're
you,
good
you will
rides.
not be
I
upset
wanted
with
to
the
get a
X Ride.
Poison Adrena, but I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm probably gonna break a Poison Adrena with this application.
You should have just brought a St. Croix.
Dude,
Just to
within
try-
one
just to try
year, the
one.
way
Yeah.
you went from Ardent to throwing literally like rods that are in comparison with Loomis, it's incredible to me.
I want a Poison Ultima in the worst way.
It's crazy.
I will say this, right?
I've
Like
been telling you this.
the NRX Plus is a super nice rod. I would never pay $700 for it.
no,
Never.
no.
Well,
not
and that's because, like we've talked about on the show before,
The diminishing
the
returns. in
diminishing
price.
returns of
Yes.
sensitivity.
Once you get to that like $350 to $400 rod point,
I don't even
it's
think
just
you have
like
to get
you're
that
not,
high.
you're not
Two-
getting much.
250?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, what you're getting out of the X Pride that you just bought, dude, it's the same.
How much
blank
was the
as
X
a lot
Pride?
of the Loomis rods.
250?
280.
No, it's
280?
it's like 320.
Is it?
Did they go
really?
up?
Well, it went up a little bit.
God
Yeah, they went
damn.
up. They raised. So I did notice that last time I was at SFT that like
I have
every-
3 X Prides.
Dude, a Corrado's $200 now.
everything went up 10%. So
Yeah.
like I was looking at the Zillion reels. They're $400.
You like those rods, Jim? The Kisslers?
Can I get a Velo, Paul, if you don't mind? Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So like the Zillion reels are $400 now. They used to be $360.
God damn, yeah.
And like,
So-
and that's one of my favorite reels.
But that's like
And I
that's
can't
what I'm
bring
saying.
myself
The,
to
the
pay
tool is
$400
almost
for
a $300 reel at this point.
That's my.
No, they're still 200.
They are still 200.
They're still
That's-
at 200.
But like, dude, a $200 reel should be a freaking fantastic reel.
And it is.
That's my thing. I'm
problems with
trying to
that.
find a
I
good
just
reel
love
to
my
put on
Zodiac.
the X Pride right now, because the Vertex, the Ardent Vertex Contender, is out of stock.
Be honest with you, I will probably put Daiwas on all of my rod combos for the rest of my life. after this. Like, I'm not saying like I don't hate Shimano, but I've had more problems with Shimano's braking system than any other reel that
I
I've.
want to put a Shimano on
I
it just
will-
to have a Shimano combo.
I will do.
You know what I mean? Like,
I if I buy a reel because I need a reel, it's a Daiwa. I am happy with the. I've purchased a couple of Shimano reels because of the SFT SummerSlam.
Well, you sold 2 of them to me or 1 of them.
No,
to
no,
me.
I bought 2 for myself.
Right.
Like in the last 2 years, I've bought 2 Corrado MGLs.
That 200 you got for me,
Yeah,
I had like fucking 4 hours on that reel and it fucked up.
really?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
So it's going to Jerry this year.
My Corrado MGLs, I really like those reels. Like they're super light. They cast awesome. I haven't had any issues out of them.
The green Corrados back in the day, those were the bees. Knees.
Oh yeah.
Like you
Steve
can't
Kennedy
go
still
wrong with
fishes them on the Elite Series,
it. You
which
literally
is
cannot go
hilarious.
wrong with them.
But I'm not going out of my way to buy a Shimano because I love Daiwa reels. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
And
I
Daiwa's
like
been
Daiwa.
around for a while, but I honestly, I truly feel like that. Is he still doing it?
Yeah.
Bubs. I truly feel like Daiwa like really hit the scene hard where everybody was like, this is a really great reel. 10, 12 years ago, maybe. Maybe.
In the bass fishing world, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know, in the saltwater world, I mean, Daiwa's been around for quite a while.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
talking
Like,
about for bass fishing.
I'm pretty
specifically.
loyal. I really like my Ardent reels because of the simplicity, and they're all relatively the
I
same
like your
when you take
ardent
them
reels
apart.
because I know where you are if you're 2 miles away because I can hear it when you cast.
And
I
I'm
just-
still gonna put 50 yards on your cast too. Like,
That one reel sounds like it's going to explode every cast, but it just keeps on going.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's
That's
awesome.
weird.
The difference is the braking system in Daiwa. And the braking system that Daiwa uses is so good
yeah,
that, like, to the
Oh,
point,
yeah.
like, I can take a 1/4 ounce swim jig and then tie on a 3/4 ounce flipping jig, and I don't have to change any settings on my reel.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Like, I can go between a 1/4 ounce bait and a 3/4 ounce bait and not have to change anything.
I will say, I like Jim's comment here, the JDM, the Metaniums, NGLs, dude. The
But then
Shimano
like-
Metanium is a hell. Like,
When you get
once
into,
you
like,
get
the
above
DC
the
stuff, I mean, that
Corrado,
stuff's
when you
good,
get
too.
into the Scorpions, you get into the Metaniums, you get into the Aldebarans,
Mhm.
you will never have a problem with them. But
No.
below that,
You seem to have
Yeah.
some problems.
you seem to have some problems. And like that DC is supposed to be a really good reel. But I have
I
one,
just hate the
two,
sound.
I have like 3 or 4 DCs and
Can't
those are
stand
the ones that
God, I
need to
can't
go
stand
get
that
fixed
sound.
the most.
I can't stand that sound.
well, that's the one. So I'm pretty sure the one that I took from you, I put the other back wrong.
They cast really well in the wind. I will say in the wind they do handle themselves very well.
I honestly, dude, I think the SLX is like a really good reel. For
Tim
what
says
it
the
is, 'cause
Corrado
it's
DC
simple
sucks.
and it works. Like, I've never heard anyone that ever bought a Shimano SLX reel was like, "This thing sucks." Like, is it as good as a Scorpion? No, but it works, and
Yeah,
it's
I mean, they're
it's
alright.
simple. Like,
They're
you know,
decent.
they
I
don't
mean,
have problems.
They're decent reels. I mean,
Scorpion DC also has a way higher price point than a Corrado DC.
I like I
But
like
yes,
my 2 Corrados.
fantastic ass reel, a Scorpion DC.
But if I wasn't purchasing them to get into a tournament, like I would have never bought them.
Like I have that Shimano Monster Drive DC.
Mhm.
That's a hell of a reel,
Yeah.
dude. That is a hell of a reel.
For me,
I
like,
really, yeah, I
if
really.
if it was up to me, like if I'm spending $250 on a reel, I'm buying it like a Tattoo Elite.
Is this $1 million idea? Tell me right now. If you could get a
If it's $1
reel,
million idea, don't talk about it right now.
reel in a box, you just get a reel for half price with just the parts, and you got to put it together and then fish it.
I don't think you're going to save half the price
But
on assembly.
probably not. But you could cut price off and build it yourself
It'd be
and go
cool if
fishing
you
with
could
it.
get like a real package, but you get like titanium gears and like different gearing and everything, and you can like change it out
You
and
can do
like
that.
build your own reel. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, but like imagine you could get like
There's
build
a
a
lot
reel.
of aftermarket parts available.
Imagine like you could build a reel online where like you want this housing and these
Now,
bearings
that
and
would
this
be
gear
cool.
ratio, and then you
Jim.
get a pack, and then you have to build it.
Jim, we were talking about the Bates reels earlier. Let us know what you think about them Bates reels, because I know you've been throwing some. I'm very interested in trying one of them, but it's really hard to stray away from the Daiwas after all the success I've had with Daiwa. But I've heard the Bates reels are freaking phenomenal.
My Daiwa Tattoo 200. I can. So I have a tattoo. I have a tattoo 200 on my frog rod, and I can cast every bit of braid that I have on it.
My
So, I
biggest,
I mean, I can
My
bomb that.
my
thing.
big 300 series reel that I throw a lot of my massive top water lures on is a Daiwa Lexa
Oh, yeah.
300 series. That is a workhorse of a reel. I have never had any issues with it whatsoever. It doesn't cast for shit though. Like you can't empty the spool on a Daiwa Lexa. It just doesn't happen. Does it backlash? No. It doesn't backlash whatsoever. It's a workhorse. I've never had any slipping problems with it or anything, and I rarely ever get it cleaned. However, it doesn't cast the same as a lot of the other performance reels.
Yeah.
I will say this, like, and this kind of gets into the whole maintaining the reels thing. Like, the reason I like my Ardent reels is, regardless of the line, the construction is the same. It's just different internal components. And for me, a big thing, I pull apart every reel I own every winter, and I get the old grease off and re-grease it, re-oil it, and
Hey
put it
Tony,
back together.
you know what happens when you buy good reels?
You don't have to.
You don't have to do that every
Sure.
year.
I don't have. I
Lloyd
mean,
says, and like Lloyd says, he only has 2 of them, but he loves the SLX DCs. He says it's the best reel he's experienced.
here's the
Like,
thing,
dude,
though.
I think the DCs are good reels. I just think they require a lot more maintenance to keep nice.
Dude, I have Ardents that are 10, 15 years old. And I use them every year. I pull them apart every year, and they sound great. They perform great. They feel brand new. I just pull them apart.
Do
and
they
clean
have
them.
a 300 series?
To be fair, I have 15-year-old quantum reels. That doesn't mean they're not pieces of shit.
But do they still work though?
Yeah. Doesn't mean they're not pieces of shit.
Yeah, working and being quality are 2 different things.
I never have a problem with my Ardents. I mean, but I take
Can
them
I still
apart and
fish
I
them?
maintain them.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm not gonna
You know
lie.
how old that EXO I gave you was?
You know one reel
Dude,
brand we
that
have
thing
not
feels so
talked
good
about
right
yet?
now. It's not even fun.
One real brand we have not talked about yet that I do think is slept on a little bit. I don't buy them too often. Like I only have 2 or 3 of them. But Abu Garcia. So I have an Abu Garcia.
I don't
They're-
own a single one.
They're high Revo.
I have a Revo SX. I have 2 Revo SXs. Dude, my one Revo SX that I bought when I first started fishing, probably 10 years ago, is the one reel that I still have that I fished really hard. I fish it hard, I put away wet. Dude, that reel will empty the spool. Every single cast.
So
Like, no
Abu
questions
is-
asked.
So like if you get a Shimano or a Daiwa, like that mid-price range, that like $120 like intro reel,
Well,
it's you get a decent reel. If you buy a cheap Abu Garcia reel, it freaking sucks.
but
you
the
get into- once
Revo
you get into, like,
SX is
that-
like a $200.
Right. Once you
plus
get to that
reel
like
now.
$200
Yeah.
level,
Yeah.
their reels are good.
They weren't then though. They were like 150 when I got it.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, I had a Revo that I think I still have it. I actually think Tony cleaned it.
I think it's a fantastic reel. Love the reel.
But
I don't know why I haven't experimented
They're
more
not-
with Abu Garcia, to be honest with you.
if you get their higher end reels, they're really nice. Their lower end reels are garbage.
Yeah.
In fact, save a couple of dollars and just buy a Bass Pro reel because they're made by Abu Garcia. So
Are they?
yeah, and the Bass Pro ones are a little bit cheaper. The lower end ones.
What's up, Brew Tank?
I don't know, man. Like
Daiwa Zillion, best for the dollars. I wouldn't say that it's best for the dollars. Their Brew Tank because
you
it's
like
a
that
$400 reel.
Do you like the drag clicker?
Oh my god, it's not an
Is
on
it
off
nice?
thing. It's not an on off thing. It's a click drag like a spinning reel.
Yeah, right.
So it's all the time. It's the best thing. It's the smoothest drag I've ever had on a bait caster.
Nice.
Ardent has one. Their Apex Lightning has a click drag, and it's fucking nice, dude.
It's so
amazing.
nice. I wish I had it on every reel that I have, but I can't afford to put $400 reels on all my rods because that would be like $12,000 worth of reels.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I'm pretty. I will say this. I like my Ardent reels mainly because I get a pretty nice discount on them, and it's like, I mean, for me, if I'm gonna
you're
pick
cheap,
one,
so
and if I'm gonna pick one reel, like
Not like he used to be.
if I'm gonna pick one, the Ardent Apex Elite, that's like my reel. If I can only have one, that's the reel I'm gonna put on everything, because they have multiple gear ratios. The internals are the same. You can get a 5.3 to 1, a 6.5, 7.3. I think they make an 8 to 1, 8.1 to 1. So there's different. It's pretty light. It casts well, and it's not flashy. It's a carbon construction, so it's pretty
graphite.
light. Yeah, and it does the job. But I definitely.
it's not like you're getting a quality like machined aluminum frame. It's
No.
it's a graphite frame. So
Now-
it's not as durable.
Yeah.
If you get mad and slam it down on the deck of your boat, it's gonna break.
Now Ardent
Step
does
on it,
Ardent
whatever.
does have a couple machined aluminum reels. I have a few of them, and they're nice. I don't have as much time with them as the carbon ones, but I will say, like, it's a little heavier. They are slightly heavier, which, depending on the rod, is a good thing or a bad thing, right? Like, people don't realize that the balance of a rod and a reel, like, you can't take any reel and put it on a rod and it just be magic. Like, the weight matters.
God damn.
If I can find one for 200, if I get on here right now and find one for $230, my wife's gonna be mad because I'm gonna spend a lot of money on it.
You can. Something that I don't talk about.
So, long story short, I got this X Pride that I'm trying to find a reel for because the Vertex contender's out of stock. So, I'm trying to find a good reel for it. I would like to have an all Shimano setup because I don't actually own any Shimano reels except for like old school reels that people have given me. Like, somebody will give me like, oh,
Why do
this.
you keep this quiet? Like, who cares if other people can find cheap shit?
Because I don't want to have to go on there one day to buy something and it's not available because everybody knows about it.
That's very selfish.
Yeah, it is, but still, I don't
Just
care.
saying.
Jim, I know we've talked about this before, man. Jim, get an Apex Elite and
But
try
the
it.
crazy part is the shipping is like comparison to like fucking UPS here in the States. Like it'll be here in like 7 days.
How do I?
Jim, I'm right-handed. Jim, I'm telling you, dude.
You gotta do you gotta put it in like ChatGPT or whatever and figure out what it is in ruples to.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Russia?
Jim, back in the day, back like 15 years ago, Ardent reels were not great. But try one. Just try one.
Don't even have to. Gives it to you.
Jim, just try one. If you're going to get one, get an
There's some
Apex
really good
Elite,
shit
give
on
it a
there for
shot,
half the
and see
price
how
of
you like it.
some of the
I
stuff.
really like mine. I really like them for what they are. And Ardent doesn't make a reel. It's over $200, so they're relatively affordable. And I mean, good luck casting a casting a reel that's further than that. So, they're telling secrets. Anyway, so
Fucking brute.
my biggest here's my biggest thing. If you're getting shit during the wintertime, don't take it out of the pack. If you want to save your rods, if you want to save your reels, if you want to save your baits, don't take it out of the pack. I was really bad about this. I used to do, anytime I would get something, I would get a whole bunch of stuff from Dick's, Tackle Warehouse, whatever. I'd take it out of the pack, put it in my tackle trays. And guess what would happen? I wouldn't use it, and 6 months later, it was rusted. Gone. Put your shit in a Tupperware container, put it on a pegboard. Don't pull it out of the pack until you need it.
It looks kind
It
of
won't rust in the pack.
It looks kind of sketchy, but it's legit.
I said it looks like an older Zillion.
Just saying. Any sort of hooks, any sort of baits, if you don't take it out of the pack till you need it, it won't rust.
I'm waiting for Scuba Steve to text me right now. I'm just waiting
I used to do that shit all the time. I used to buy shit and put it right on my tackle trays, and then your plastics would be swollen, your hooks would be rusty because I didn't get good tackle trays back in the day. But I will even now. I will say like I'm religious about my terminal tackle. I will actually count. I have a threshold. If I have any less than
Ouch.
if I have any given day, if I have less than 4 hooks of a certain weight, shaky heads, 4 Jamaica heads, whatever, shaky, whatever. If I have any less than 4 in that weight that I want, I won't open a new pack and put it in the tackle tray because it will rust. So I'm that guy. Like I travel my terminal tackle are very, very light. My crankbaits are very, very light. I carry like 2 or 3 crankbaits per color size that I like. And if I get more, then I'll put it in the tray.
Have you heard of the BKK OCD box?
Is that the one that you
There's
showed
one
me
that, like,
before?
Rob has. Doesn't Rob
That
have
thing
a
is
couple of those
awesome,
boxes
I have
with,
one
like-
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
So it's a basically a 3600 size box but it's the absolute best storage system for terminal tackle. It's a 100% waterproof box, which helps keeps your shit from rusting. And 2, the other reason
This is the last one. Do you want it?
the other reason your terminal tackle rusts all the time is because
No,
you buy VMC hooks. But outside of that, this OCD box, I used to keep my terminal tackle. I had 3 3600 boxes. I had one for weights, one for hooks, and one for jig heads. I was able to combine all of that into one box because the storage system is so much better. It's a little, it's about this thick. But each there's individual boxes to keep all of your stuff in, to keep it organized. They're labeled. They have labels on them so that you write on them you can write on them what's in it. And like you open the box and you can see, okay, there's my 1/4 ounce shaky heads. Boop, I pull that one out, take my 1/4 ounce shaky head out. And the other nice thing about that is if I'm throwing a shaky head, like I know that's my bite, right? I'm throwing a shaky head all day. I can just take that 1/4 ounce shaky head box out and put it in my pocket. So if I break one off, tie it right back on.
I got this. Yeah, there's that what you're talking is sick, and I've seen it a couple times. There's a newer company that I've seen. It comes in it's a black box and like a teal
I
thing.
showed it to you. I mean, you saw it on my boat.
Yeah.
When we were out.
There's this new tray that's like it's black and it's got teal rubber grommets on it or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but I bought that for my terminal tackle because I have a Plano terminal box and like I haven't had rust problems, but I have huge migration problems. And what I mean by that is I'll
free shipping.
put it in the boat, pull it out of the boat, and then after 3 or 4 times, like my drop shot hooks are in 3 other compartments now, and it's really annoying. So
Yes.
I got this new box where it
Drop
actually
shot. Do not keep drop shot hooks in a compartment because they're so small that any little gap they'll be.
So
all over the
this
place.
this new box that I've gotten, it actually the rubber. So it comes with the compartments are already pre-designed, and it has rubber grommets that follow it, so it will not migrate. Which I'm interested to see how that turns out.
That OCD box is one of the best things I've ever bought. I mean, it wasn't cheap. By the time I got like all the boxes that I needed to set it up how I wanted, I think I was into it for about $70, and which is that's a lot of money for a box.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I mean,
But it's so easy. Like you don't have to look at like, you look at like a tray and you're like, is that 3/0 or is that 2/0? Like I don't have to eyeball it. Like
Jim, that's crazy.
pull out a
That's
box.
too much, dude. This is gonna give you a Metanium, bro.
Unfortunately-
that is literally Shimano's like top of the line reel.
unfortunately, Florida is not going to happen for me this year. Me and Miles was not able to make that trip happen. So Jim, I do appreciate it, but
Why don't you go anyway?
Miles' boat would disintegrate on the way to fucking
Well,
Florida.
we'd be taking mine.
Tony's
but
boat. Tony should have his boat by then.
I will, but Miles is not able to go, and that's my link with the group, and it's just not going to happen.
I want to go. I have that wedding in February.
Yeah.
Just find somebody else to go with you. Just start asking random people. Make new friends.
Dude, it kind of pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like since Jim has really been on here with like Bassman Radio. I feel like it's been like 3 years now. I've wanted to go down to Florida and just haven't been able to make it happen.
Florida is a lot of fun, dude.
Shit, dude, I
wanna
don't
go
even
to
know at this point if I'm gonna be able to do Lake Anna or not.
That sucks.
I just have so much shit going on.
I'll be at Lake Anna.
I
Just
want
not
to go
in-
to
just
Lake
not in
Anna.
my-
I want to go to Lake Anna real bad.
Just not in my boat,
I want to go to Lake Anna real bad.
which also annoys me. But gotta fix
You
my
can go in
stupid
my
mistakes.
boat.
Going with Ron.
Oh, he just got that new Bass Cat Skeeter.
He has. I mean, he bought his before I got mine.
Who just got the new boat?
He just got a new boat.
A couple weeks ago, got a new boat. Put it in the garage.
Oh,
Ken.
He bought Mike Powers Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Does Mike Powers not have a boat anymore? Sad.
because he was it was just sitting in his driveway. He didn't use it. He's busy.
Seems like he's in the car scene a lot right now.
More so his kids.
Right.
His one daughter's playing soccer, so he's at soccer tournaments every weekend and stuff like that. Just spending time with his kids. He's gonna fish he's fishing the SFT tournament with me next year,
Okay.
and he knows that was kind of the point. Like when he was talking to his wife, and she was like, "Well, what if you go and I go fishing?" And he's like, "Paul fishes 4 times a week. If I want to go fishing, I'll just call him and meet him at the ramp and drop down."
We should just go down just to hang out with Jim. Honestly, I would go down to Florida. I don't even care if we fish. I would go down to Florida just to hang out with Jim. I feel like it would be wild.
Oh yeah.
He'd be pulling out automatic weapons and
I'm
shit.
definitely
like
fishing.
that.
Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely fishing while I'm there. But I would love to come down. It's just for me, it's a matter of finding the time.
I think it would be good for us to go down as a group for as Bass and Beer Radio.
I travel so much as it is that it's hard for me to find time
Yeah, I hear you.
outside of my normal tournament schedule because I'm fishing in Wisconsin or Texas or New York or any of these random ass places that I decide to drag my ass to and get my ass handed to me.
If there's one place that I would really love to go down and fish, it would definitely be in Florida. Would it suck to drive all the way down there? Yeah, dude, it would be probably the worst drive of my entire life. But
It's not that bad.
I guess we would make it through.
But you just hit.
No, it's not bad.
You just go from one Buc-ee's to another.
Dude, I do not I do not like long drives. I just don't.
I don't like. I mean, I don't.
I get
don't
all
mind long
cramped
drives.
up, dude. My back and my butt starts to hurt. I just.
I mean, I drove I drove almost. I drove all but 4 hours out to Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
We left in the morning. Joe drove one leg, one full tank of gas, and everything else I drove. So 12 of the 16 hours. It's not that ain't that big a deal. But you're right though. Your ass starts to hurt, and
Yeah.
it gets annoying. But
After
anything look after
I
driving.
can drive for 4 or 5 hours, and dude, I'm holding my butt up off the seat. 'cause
After
shit
driving to
hurts so bad.
Texas, though, a couple of times, nothing seems that bad. I mean, that's 24 hours of driving.
Just got to bring the boat, Jim. That's the problem. Got to have the boat because you don't have one, and we need
Oh
to
yeah,
bring one down.
you don't have a boat, so one of us has to drive. I'll drive. We'll take
That
my
being
boat.
said, though, we could take his boat down and then take my Ranger down, and then we could all go out together.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Oh, I'm taking my boat for sure.
Okay, well, fuck
Because,
yeah. Fucking, I'll fish with you. He fishes with Jim on his boat. We're good to go.
Yeah. Whatever, don't matter. We'll make it happen at some
We're
point.
gonna get down there.
We
I know-
really,
I know
really
I-
do need to do it.
I know
we
I can't
really
do it.
need to do it. I don't even care if I put myself in a whole bunch of credit card debt. We just need to do it.
Dude, I'll be pumping down there with the Cummins with the 12 valve.
You know what?
All the way down
You know what?
95.
I'm not gonna lie. It would make it.
Oh,
would do
it totally would.
It would do it.
Yeah.
The Commons would make it, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I'll make it. We'll make it down there. I promise. As soon as I stop fishing so many freaking tournaments, which should be after this year, yeah, I'm gonna cut that down a little bit.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the wedding that I have to go to with my girlfriend in February, already down in Florida, which, by the way, if it's anywhere near you, I will be letting you know.
Where's that?
I don't know.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
I have no idea. Where
I
it
can
is.
I can probably tell you
It's
it's not anywhere close to where Jim is because
Probably
it's kind of in
not.
the middle of nowhere.
Probably not. But yeah, if it wasn't for the wedding that I'm going to down in Florida in February, we would definitely be going down to fish for sure.
I thought
No
that was a
doubt about
fart.
it. I can't go down for the wedding and then come home and then 2 weeks later drive back down to Florida and go fish
No,
for
you
a week.
can.
It's tough. It's
can't.
tough. It's tough.
Work might not like it very much.
Work would be fine.
Oh, well then you're fine.
Dude, I've got like 300 hours of PTO.
Yeah, me too.
It'd be
And that's
alright.
after my October where I literally fished more weekdays than I worked.
We also have this thing where I work that's called the endless bag of time that you can just dip your hand into.
What is that, and how do I get one? Not that I need one, but
Dude, there's some guys that have like time left, and I'm like, I feel like you guys are taking off like once or twice a week. How the fuck do you have any time at all?
I have just stupid. What did I figure out the other day that I could take like 2.5 months off, like, and just not work for 2.5 months
Hell yeah.
and still be fine.
Yep.
And in that time, I'm like, that's just with my current PTO. In that 2.5 months, I would get what's that? 8 weeks. So that's 5 paychecks. So that would be like I would come back with another 45 hours of vacation.
You get paid while you're out there fishing. Too.
I would get paid for
You're
fishing for
getting
2.5 months,
paid
and then
you're
come
accruing
back
time
and
at
still
the
have a
same
week of
time,
vacation.
Yeah. So, anyways, we've been talking about changing hooks,
Oh.
changing skirts.
So, yeah,
one thing
that-
we didn't talk about oiling your reels.
Well, before we talk about oiling reels,
But-
because we all have, or we should have a little thing of reel oil, right? Oil up some bearings
I have
every
the
now and then.
Lucas Oil reel oil.
So, how many of you have ever had a spinner bait, and then you go to put it on, and your back blade just does not turn? It binds up. You get all that. It's a 3-year-old spinner bait. It's been sitting in your box. It gets corroded up. So, reel oil on the bearing. Oil the bearing, and you save that spinner bait. You don't have to throw that spinner bait out. Throw a little oil on that bearing. Give your blade a spin. Get that oil worked in there. Good to go.
Yep.
And I mean, with the price of spinner bait, have you seen the price of spinner baits now?
Dude, everything is
Oh
so
my
high.
God.
Everything is so high.
Like normal spinner, and I'm not even talking like high end, like mega bass spinner baits, stuff like that. That's a different story. I expect them to be able to. Freaking War Eagle spinner baits are like $10 now.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy because they were like that $4 spinnerbait that was reliable back in the day.
Right. You $5-6, you can buy. You can buy a spinner bait. It rusts, but who
Al,
cares?
thanks
But-
for the like, buddy. Al Lawrence, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, WD-40, same thing. But I always have reel oil on the boat, and that's when I usually find out that the bearing's messed up. Is when I'm on the boat. So you can just take a
You
little
gotta
squirt.
yank it real hard to get it to start spinning.
Yeah, and then it just stops spinning and just wobbles. Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't know why people hate on War Eagle so much. I will say their
'Cause they
hooks
rust like fucking
their hooks
crazy.
rust like a bitch. Yeah, that's it.
And their components kind of suck. So you get a lot of corrosion on the bearings and stuff.
I don't
They
have any
use
problems with that. I just think the hooks rust on them.
They don't use good.
And most of
stainless
the time,
steel.
I'm running a decent
bearings and
trailer
shit.
hook on them anyways. So
So let's see. What were we? Yeah, $9. $9 for War Eagle spinner baits now.
that's crazy.
I mean,
Literally
it's
used to be the $4 spinnerbait that everybody was going to Walmart to pick up. But
Yeah.
Right.
at this point, why not? Like at $9, I might as well just buy the freaking $14 spinnerbaits and Mega Bass.
I mean, I'm pretty big on the new Strike King spinner baits. Or the newer Strike King tour grade spinner baits.
Right.
I caught so many fish on those over the last
I
over the
don't
last 2
want
years.
to say too much, but the OSP spinnerbaits are like killer.
Those OSP spinner baits are good, but like the amount of big fish that I caught on those Strike King spinner baits this year is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught multiple 7s this year out of the bay.
I love War Eagle spinnerbaits.
multiple 7. I probably 7 or 8 6s on it, and too many 5-pounders to count. All on the flats, but
Who makes them? Like a missile baits or something like that? Who
What?
makes that giant fucking spinnerbait that Jim's talking about?
what's he talking about?
You guys see them big ass spinnerbaits with the number 8 size willow blade, just like a 5 or a 6-inch blade?
Yeah, those are called musky lures. Those are for muskies.
Well, that's how swim baits got started.
And they've been making,
too.
yeah, it's how spinner. I mean, not how spinner baits got started, but they've been throwing giant spinner baits for muskies forever. But yeah, they with big ass like number 8 blades and shit on them. They also throw. Have you ever seen those inline spinner baits that they throw for muskie that have like two number 8 Colorado blades on them? So there's like 2 Colorado blades like this big, and it looks like a helicopter coming through the water. It's crazy. Like I couldn't imagine like reeling one of those in. Like those guys' forearms are probably like freaking Popeye.
Right. That's how I feel when I'm chucking fucking giant glide baits all day long.
You know what I found? That rod that I bought, that I brought over and showed you, that you said that was really light.
Yeah.
Dude, that made such a big difference. Like I can throw I throw Alabama rig on it too. I throw an Alabama rig all day and not get tired. So it was amazing how much changing the rod made a difference. Glide bait, Alabama rig, I don't get tired anymore. Like it's so nice. And, I mean, it is a little bit lighter rod too than what I was throwing them on before, but like lighter action. But
Interesting.
very interesting.
Why
But-
have we never paid attention to that?
I don't know. We have insights. But yeah, you can. So like Chad was saying, make sure your oil your reel. You don't have to do the full Tony pull apart.
Pull
break
everything apart,
everything
clean
down
them
and
down.
clean every single piece.
I mean,
but
you're really heavy like grass rods, your frog rods and stuff. I would recommend that, but
drop a couple, couple drops of oil on the bearings, and you're good. You don't, most reels. That's what I love about the Daiwa reels. That's all you have to do. You put a drop of oil on the bearings, you're good to go. You don't have to tear it down.
yeah.
That's all my tips that I had. That was my last one. Other than changing skirts on your spinner baits too. Don't forget you can buy skirts for spinner baits. Don't throw your spinner baits out just because the skirt goes bad.
Most of the time, my freaking wire breaks on them before I get.
This
to the
is
skirt.
like the same thing with like your frogs. Like the skirt just gets messed up from sitting in a box all the time. I have a box of skirts that's literally sits in my boat, so that if like I tear a skirt, if you tear the ring,
Yeah.
like I just go back to that box. I just go back to that box, grab a different, grab a skirt that I got back there. I'm like, yeah, this color looks good. And I throw it on there. This is a Strike King skirt. That's on this War Eagle that I put on because I didn't like the skirt on the War Eagle, so I put this Surgery skirt on there. Yeah, it's for a
It
couple of
definitely
bucks.
changes the dynamic of that bait a lot.
Dude, that's a
Having a different skirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
This was like a white and gold skirt that was on.
Is
there.
that all like one skirt with the?
Yeah, it's the Strike King Magic Tails.
Okay. Yep. Right.
So it's supposed to be made so you don't have to run a trailer on them.
You should always run a trailer.
So
on a
this
spinner
gives you,
bait, no
this
matter
gives
what.
you the action. Well, that's
You got to think if you don't. So hold it back up.
it's situational.
You got to think if you don't have this trailer hook that's on it right there, you have 3 inches of skirt before you get to the actual hook. So you can have a lot of foul swipes.
So, one, if I didn't have that if that trailer hook wasn't on there, I would cut half of that off.
Right.
2, I don't ever run a trailer hook.
On a spinner bait? Did I run? We've debated on this before. But I run trailer hooks on chatterbaits and spinner baits.
I don't run a trailer hook on anything.
Yeah, I don't either. Not with it. Yeah, definitely not with a chatterbait.
I definitely
Very
I run-
rarely
I
with
run
a spinner
trailer hooks
bait.
on all on chatterbaits and spinner
My
baits.
my thought process is that
It's paid off too.
if I miss if fish are short striking a spinner bait, something's not right about it. That I can change something on my spinner bait to make them eat it.
Or you can put a trailer hook on there and catch them anyways.
Okay, but if they're just short striking this, like they're not eating it the way that I want them to eat it. I want them to kill this bait.
Just like Jim Soap's trailer hooks if they are swiping. But I mean, like,
But if they're
yeah,
swiping,
you
I
could-
feel
you
you
could
can change
You can change color,
change the color,
blade
change the blade size. There's something you're doing that's not quite right, and that's where
But the easiest thing to do is put a trailer hook on.
I will say, like if you're casually fishing like a spinnerbait. Like you're just like, let's say, like you. I'm not saying you're a casual fisherman, but you do a lot of like, hey, I'm just going to go down the gunpowder for a couple hours type thing. Right? So you got limited amount of time to fish. You only fish once a week. Yeah, maybe throw a trailer hook on. I'm going to play around until I figure out what they're eating because that's only going to help me for, the next, the tournament that I have in 2 days or stuff like that. So I want to be at the point where when I get into the tournament, I don't have to worry about a trailer hook because I know what they're eating and they're going to eat it so well, I don't need it.
It's just a safety. It's just a safety.
I don't miss that many fish on spinnerbaits.
There's a lot of times where no matter what you do, maybe the fish, you're having a reaction bite, and that reaction bite is a short strike on your lure, and it doesn't mean that they're trying to engulf the thing, but that trailer hook could be the safety factor that keeps you hooked.
Like Jason says, throw a different bait. Thank you, Jason. Somebody agrees with me.
Throw a glide bait.
Throw, change something on your spinnerbait, throw a crankbait. There's so many different things that you can do without having to run a trailer hook. The reason I don't run a trailer hook is because they freaking snag on everything.
I have seen on multiple occasions where, like, yes, they might be short striking on that spinnerbait, but they want the spinnerbait.
I will tell you, the one time I do run a trailer hook is if I'm burning a spinnerbait for smallmouth. I will throw a trailer hook then.
Well, you're burning.
I'm burning it in open water. I don't have to worry about it snagging anything.
Right.
I'll run a trailer hook then. But in typical spinnerbait fishing, I don't run a trailer hook because it's snagged on everything. It pulls up, pulls grass, or I'm throwing it in wood. It gets snagged in the wood. So I just don't throw it. But yeah, I'll just change baits. They're gonna eat something. Like even if you're getting that reaction bite, there's gonna be something that they bite it that they'll eat better. Mm-hmm. Because even though it's a reaction bite, they're reacting to eat it. They're not just reacting to it to react to it. So if you can get the right bait that they'll react to the right way, then you don't have to worry about a trailer hook because they're choking it and you got them hooked in the crushers. Even on a reaction bite. Same thing with crankbaits. You know this with crankbaits that like sometimes if they're swiping at a crankbait, you can change the color. And they'll start eating it. Like I know you do that.
Color, cadence.
Right. Color, cadence, depth. Whatever.
Yep.
You ever take the top hook? What did I say? You ever take
the top hook,
front hook off a whopper plopper and place real hook with a long double frog hook to run on top of grass? No.
Excuse me? Ever take
because
the
if you
front
get
hook off a whopper plopper and replace the rear hook with a double frog hook and run on top of the grass? That's very, very interesting, but no, I have never ever done that. I understand what he's saying now.
I understand what he's saying. My biggest problem with a whopper plopper is if you get like one piece of grass on
fouled.
Any
it's
hook,
completely fouled.
Like you can get a single like a piece of eelgrass this big on the rear hook and it screws up the entire bait.
That's how it, even on blade baits it does the same.
So annoying because I love fishing a whopper plopper.
Does the same thing. Buzz baits, whopper ploppers, shit, dude. Any walking bait, you get one piece of crankbaits, jerk baits, walking baits, whopper ploppers, buzz baits. Any one single blade of grass, you fucked up your entire cast, for the most part. Unless you can hit it real hard and clear that grass. Other than that, it's done.
Right. If they swipe it at top water, just throw a jerk bait. If they're swiping at a spinnerbait,
if they swipe at top water, I just throw a jerk bait. I don't what? I don't get it.
Because they're not committing to the top water. If they're not committing to the top water, you probably need to throw something subsurface.
Maybe you should just reel it a little bit slower.
But if they're just, it doesn't matter if you're reeling it slow. You might if you're working the bait slow and they're still swiping at it, they're not.
But if they're swiping at it where there's a bunch of grass around, you're going to throw a jerkbait in there?
No, it's obviously situational, right?
Right.
You can't throw it, if you're throwing around grass, you can't throw a jerkbait in there, but, well, you can, but depends on how thick the grass is. Yeah, that does make sense, Jim. That's definitely something interesting. I might have to try
Jason, I'm driving. Yeah, I know. It seems like every time Jason is like on the show, like he's driving somewhere.
That does. He makes a very good point that like if they're not if they're not killing the bait, you can probably throw something different, a little bit different to get a better result. And that's part of narrowing. Like I said, like I'm doing that to narrow it down so that I know when I get to tournament day, like I've got the bait dialed in. I know what they're going to eat, and I know what they're going to eat well. Because if they're just swiping at it, yeah, I can put a trailer hook and I might catch a few fish. But if I can narrow it down to what they're really eating, then I'm gonna catch significantly more fish than just adding a trailer hook to my spinner bait.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's just the analytical side of it, and getting it down to narrowing it down to that bait that they really want.
Either way, I think we're kind of getting to the end of our conversation tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we've had a pretty good conversation so far.
We've been not all over the place, but we've covered, some bait maintenance, and then we've also covered the gunpowder and just different methods of fishing baits at different speeds and stuff.
Since it is the weekend before Christmas and we're talking about stuff to do in the wintertime, this is like the best time to buy baits and buy terminal tackle.
I'm pretty sure Tackle Warehouse right now.
12 days of savings.
12
So they got all
days of
kinds of
savings.
there's all kinds of deals that you can find on there. I saw like Omnia Fishing was doing like 20% off of everything. Everybody's got their best sales.
Tackle Warehouse, winter picks and apparel. Let's check it out.
It's typical. You won't see anything new on there.
That looks pretty nice for wintertime right there. A spy bait?
No,
Who the
there's no-
fuck's throwing a spy bait in the wintertime?
Me, I throw spy baits all
It's
the
funny,
time.
Mike Iaconelli
In the
was just
winter?
Mike Iaconelli was just talking about doing that
More
Really?
winter and fall and winter.
because it's just a super subtle. It's just a super subtle.
I've always thought that these look like great baits in the wintertime because you're just like jigging them real close, like the 6-inch gyro.
Somebody used to make a bait called the Jack Slap. That was a blade bait with a tail. There it is. It was down there. Yep. Catch Outdoors. The Jack Slap. Yep.
Oh, you have the Demiki Vault too. The Vault tail spinner.
Dude, the Vault is so good.
That looks sick. Do they have the OSP shit in here? Molex. That's some more fucking
that
shit.
Trago, that Molex Trago vibe.
B&M,
it's pretty good.
Hyperlistics. That's like a soft plastic fucking shit right there. That must be like fishing around grass or something.
So that V&M that's down there, that's actually a really good design because that's just a lead head, is all that is.
Right.
So they're really easy to throw, kind of like a blade bait. So V&M made a line through. So you run it through to a treble hook with a split ring on it.
Savage Gear is junk. Fuck Savage Gear.
Except that Shine Glide.
Isn't it super
the
light
Shine
though?
Glide's
So essentially they made a line. They made a line through tail spinner so that because you lose a lot of fish on them, you make a line through, it makes it a lot harder for them to throw the bait. So it's actually a pretty cool design.
The Dark Sleeper. Fantastic bait. Don't know if I would throw
There's
one in the wintertime.
the old burrito.
Where's the burrito?
Right there.
Here it is. Yep. The old burrito. The nacho. The burrito nacho.
The old Baca. I found out why they're named Baca too. Because the original guys who made them from Swimbait Universe made them for a trip to Lake Bacharach.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then the Baca burrito.
Dude, there's your favorite, Chad, the Berkeley Power Bait.
Oh yeah, my absolute.
It's got-
Minonator.
The old fucking call shed.
Dude,
Then
I will
we
say
get down
that
here
call
to something that's more realistic.
that call
the
shed
decoy.
has a sick action. and
Where's
it
the
looks,
Huddleston though?
It looks freaking
Here
awesome.
we go, Huddleston.
I've never gotten a bite on it.
I've never thrown it. I have a bunch of
I've
them.
caught plenty of fish on Magdraft.
They have hog hunters on here.
Yes, they do.
Really?
With 1-star review.
It's got one review.
That's horseshit.
What-
And to even
the
first
review.
off,
What's the-
first off, to say the Huddleston Deluxe 6-inch swim bait has a 2.5 star.
read the
That's
review.
bullshit.
Click on the 3. I want to read the review
This
on
one?
the Huddleston. Yeah, see the 3 at the bottom? Yeah, click that.
Yeah.
Threw it in there, some copoly. Well, first of all, you're throwing a 15-pound copolymer.
Or moderate heavy and some 20-pound fluorocarbon.
Swam
and a
awkward
heavy
like a
dive
submarine
tool.
without ballast and bounce along the bottom. That's what it's designed to do. You
At
gave it a
one
2-star
point-
rating for
at
doing what it's
one
supposed
point
to
it
do.
returned upside down. Once it rolled on its side, it stayed that way.
You're
Like,
reeling it
didn't
too
have enough-
fast.
Yeah, you're reeling it too fast.
Idiots. People are stupid.
people-
Right, well, best slow rolling swim bait. on the
Long
market.
time Huddleston user. These new Huddlestones have become a storm swim bait. Oh, that's fucking. That's insulting.
They
Those
don't
are
have the
fighting
foam in them
words.
They
anymore,
don't
and
have-
it sinks like a rock, even in Rate of Fall 5, which is why they run sideways. I bought 8 and 6 of them didn't have the foam, and it ran sideways, meaning 2 of them were the old ones, 6 were the new. New ones are junk. Sad to say about Huddleston's, but quality is not there anymore. Blah, 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 blah.
Interesting.
I'm interested in knowing if that's true or not. You know what we should do? We should reach out to the homeboy that makes Huddleston and have him come on the show.
What does the one review on the Hog Hunter say? Just curious.
Yeah, I want to. Right, exactly.
I got really disappointed, but not from the fishing ability of the bait, but from the color paint that they used.
Color and paint.
I fished this bait not more than 6 times, and after 3 or 4 fishes, bait was unrecognizable because of all the peeled. It was all peeled.
Oh,
up.
that sucks.
At least that's a
When you pay
review of like
Right.
the quality of the bait though,
Right.
versus the other ones where you just don't know how to fish.
the.
However,
I mean,
you want to look at the 68 Deluxe.
this thing is nuts. That's from 2023. It might not be the new ones.
I have a bunch of 68s. I have a bunch of 6s. The 8-inch is like one of them OGs. The 68 special.
That's the weedless. Terrible hookups. What are you doing?
What are you
dog?
chewing when you fucking retard?
Got an 8-inch rate of fall 12. Came with a large abscess in the middle of the bait. Made it sink much slower than stated. Okay. I mean, that's designed for.
I gotta
like,
say,
reach
the
out to 'em.
hookups on these have definitely been not great. A lot of guys will run a piece of wire and then run
Or
a
a
treble
treble.
hook down the back.
But that's any top hook swim bait.
Right.
Like, you know, like I can't really. Can't really.
How is
fault
there
them
no
for that.
quality control on a bait that's just made in like a small warehouse by hand?
Human error, I guess.
Well, when you have a limited amount of people, you know, you're pouring the bait.
I will say,
Sorry
I
about
did
that.
have a guy that bought an 8-inch and it floated at the surface. It was supposed to be an ROF 5 and it floated at the surface like completely.
wonder if they had a. I wonder if they were like a bad pour. You get that?
Honestly, I thought it was kind of sick.
I
now-
would just reel that bitch along the surface.
This is one of my favorites right here. The Huddleston Deluxe Weedless Shad. These little baits are
Yeah.
freaking sick.
My buddy Chris likes them a lot.
These are badass. I don't care what anybody says. These are phenomenal baits.
My buddy Chris stores those a ton,
I've caught so many fish on these little baits right here. Now,
and they're
granted,
super small.
they're
not-
$10 for like a 3.5-inch bait.
Yeah, what is
but-
it? It's probably 4-inch. What is it? 4.25.
4.25.
Yeah.
5/8 ounce. They're not, dude. I don't think they're 5/8 ounce. I've thrown a lot of baits, dude. They're more of like half ounce or like lighter.
Well, 5/8 is like half ounce, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty close. But yeah, they're good. Like I said, my buddy Chris.
They
throws them a
have
lot.
good colors like the silver green.
I think they have like a bluegill color that's pretty. Or they used to.
The silver green, silverback. Hitch is really, really nice.
That green one is. They, I guess it's a silver green.
And the golden shad is also really nice. But I'm not much for the hologram colors on these. But this is a phenomenal bait. These are good baits right here.
Yeah, I like that silver green color.
Granted, you're going to pay $10 for it. You might catch 3 fish before you rip the harness out of it. though.
Yeah.
That is a fact. That is just a fact. It's just the way that it is.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
I've
great.
caught fish on the deluxe bluegills too, and they just don't last very long.
Yeah, see,
they
if I'm
just
paying $24 for a bait, I want something that, like, is gonna last for more than 3 fish.
It's on sale. It was $30 for that one, and that's freaking what? 4.5 inches at 1.5 ounces.
Yeah,
$30 for that thing. It's just too much. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the price of everything now is so it's so
ROF
crazy.
12, you get it in bone. The bone's kind of a sick color. I'm not gonna lie. It just I have them in crappy is where I had them.
That's nice. I like that color.
That's $20 for that. That's not bad.
Still. Again, if I pay $20 for a bait, I want to be able to catch more than a couple fish on it.
Yeah.
Look, they have a lot of these in stock too. They're all in stock. They're all on sale because they can't freaking sell them because they suck. I've caught fish on them though.
What else they got for the wintertime baits? What are their categories? Straight tail worms.
Yeah, we got to look at the straight tail worms.
They're all the same. Look, the Robo Worm, Daiwa, the Berkeley Maxen Flatworm.
Whoa. Hold on, go up. What is
It's all the same shit.
the Robo Worm
that's a good
fat
price.
straight tail? Ooh,
Yeah.
now that, yeah.
It's like, it makes it like the size of a regular shape.
I will say, dude, the
That looks
freaking the
good,
Power
though.
Bait
It's not like
Maxent,
your-
the Flatworm is on sale.
Not like my
right now.
Not like
Gigantors.
not like the
Yeah.
Magnum. It's not like that.
65% off on the Berkeley Power Bait Worm right now.
The
That's
flatworm
pretty
is
good.
so good, though.
Yeah, click that. Now scroll down to the colors. All the way down. Just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
They have them all.
Black.
They're
Can't
all
go
on
wrong.
sale.
Black,
I just wanted to see.
brownback.
I wanted to see which ones were on sale.
The smallmouth. Ooh, they have a smallmouth secret. That's a fantastic color.
The brown
GP.
back. 3 colors that you need in flatworms: brown back,
Black.
brown back,
Green pumpkin.
goby.
Where's the
Gobies over
Gobies
there.
right here. That is the GP with gold flake.
Gold and purple flake. That's what I use 90% of the time, and Gobiashi.
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 I'm a huge
Yeah,
fan
Gobiashi's a
of
really good color.
black smallmouth secret, brownback.
That mango
GP.
magic color is pretty awesome. too.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I've caught a lot.
I like the green pumpkin party.
The
The
natu-
with some blue flake.
the natural shad's pretty good too. It's like a
Gobiashi is really good. I like the Gobiashi, and you also can't go wrong with a white pearl.
Yeah, see, I don't throw. I very rarely throw a solid white
I will.
drop shot bait.
I absolutely will.
Yeah, for Demiki it's a little different, but for drop shot, I like to go a little bit more natural.
Yeah, usually 90% of the time, if I'm throwing a drop like a nose hook drop shot, it's a flatworm in goby. That's mine.
What the fuck is this? Look at this.
Oh, that's the 16-inch. It's a 16-inch worm.
The G. What is this?
It's a G crack.
Dude, you can tie your shoes with that thing.
18 inches.
It's 18 inches, but it's like narrower than a pencil.
That is so weird.
It's made for Nico rig.
It probably. How do you weight that if it's like so thin though?
So you get to see you get that little.
You like a weighted hook or like?
No, you just put a little. You nail weight it.
That's wild.
It's made for a Nico rig.
That Hags flatliner, go up one. The Hags flat, that looks good. Yeah,
It looks like a robo.
It just looks like any other.
I'm all on that. Like that's
There's
I
nothing
like
that looks
hog
special
farmer
about it.
baits, but there's nothing that's setting it apart from anything else.
Right. I do like the KVD perfect
that
plastics.
bullworm, dude. I like that a lot.
I don't like the bullworm. I like their
The
finesse
6
worm.
cents glitch has a little bit of
Like it's got a minnow shape, so it's a
Animation to
little
it,
different to it,
like-
right? Got a little different profile to it.
right.
I like that Bass Assassin tap out worm,
The
dude. All
Gob Extreme.
these worms are like in exactly what I like to throw.
Maxent hitworm.
Yeah.
Actually, like the D worm is my favorite shaky head worm.
I like the big bite baits. Like that's a decent looking worm in my opinion.
Yeah, you get
I
a little
like
different
that.
profile.
Yeah,
you get that big
exactly.
tail.
That's a floating tail, floating big tail.
You get the biz baits. That's a good one. But
Yeah,
you
biz
get
baits.
that big spade tail on it. You know, that gives you something a little bit different. Most of the worms just look like they look. Let's be honest. They look like
It's
a trick
all
worm.
pretty much. Yeah, it's all pretty much the same shit.
You know, like they all just look like a chick worm. There's
You're
another.
gonna get different salt quantities and shit like that in them and what.
But if you're fishing them on like a shaky head, that doesn't matter. It's going to be on the bottom anyway.
I will say I did get a bunch of the larger mooch minnows this year.
Did you get? I got some.
The 425.
dude, a lot of these, dude, I won't.
Did you?
Or four
I
and
do
a half.
not, dude, I
whatever
don't
they are.
screw with a lot of these blade baits, man. They get so tied up. The X Dyna is a decent blade
It's good, but I don't want to pay $10 for a blade bait
that you're
I'm
just gonna
lose.
break off. Exactly, and I hear you.
Just get the silver buddy, dude.
The
Silver
override,
buddy's
the
expensive
override
too.
is sick. The override.
Is that a
really
silver
nice.
buddy?
That's a silver buddy right there.
Silver buddy.
$10 for a silver buddy?
Yeah, that's for like a
Bro.
3/4 ounce or 1 ounce.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's got an ounce of lead in it.
Still.
$7.99 for 3/4, $10.99 for 1 ounce.
Lead's expensive now, man.
That steel shad, I hate that bait. That bait sucks.
What's
the
the
steel
other-
shad
the-
is
To be
garbage.
honest with you, dude,
They
the
have the-
only ones that are worth buying is the fucking OSP, in my opinion, and the Mega Bass X Dyna.
So you have the Binksy, which is a good one. That should be look toward the top because it's in alphabetical order. Do they have any Binksies on here?
Berkeley. Nope.
Thin Fisher's not bad.
Oh, there it is.
Binsky.
So the Binsky's good. The Demiki Vault is good. Some of those others are good. I mean, they're good. I just don't want. I'm not paying.
I'm not gonna lie,
$7.
that looks kind of nice for a blade bait. This Bill Lewis big is.
It's right up your alley too,
Dude, that thing is brand new.
It's
like-
wild, dude.
It's like 2 ounces and like 7 inches long.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's up with that.
You got the depths,
They made it for ledge fishing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
the Mega Bass X Dyna, and the OSP Override.
See, I
Those
just
are
don't
the
think-
best, like,
To me, with a blade
they
bait,
don't have the snag rates and the hang up rates of other ones.
but there's
you're
nothing.
still gonna.
There's nothing that I think it would do that it does better than a $6 blade.
They don't foul hook as much as the $6 ones. That's the only thing that I can attest for. They don't foul hook as much.
How do they not foul hook as much? You got a treble hook hanging off the bottom.
It's just
Except some of them do
it's
have.
the positioning of the treble hooks and the weight of them.
I will tell
Some
you
of them-
that steel
some of them
shad
don't
foul hooks
foul
every
hook as
cast.
Some of them do run a double hook on the front, which helps.
I can't remember which one it is. It's either OSP, a Mega Bass. One of them. It's not one here though, but they have hooks that naturally just run backwards, like they run to the back side of the lure,
And it's a double side hook.
it's
or
a double
hook,
side
too.
hook.
Yeah, not a treble.
and
hook.
they tend to not.
That's much better.
yes,
Because
exactly.
that's a trick for blade baits. If you're hanging a blade bait a lot, just cut the bottom treble. The not the whole treble, but cut that one hook off of the treble hook,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll hang up a lot less.
Anyways,
Well, there's some good winter baits for you guys. For those of us up here in the cold where it sucks, and not down in Florida where you can still catch 9-pounders.
Yeah, seriously.
all right, y'all. We're at the end of the show here.
Yep.
You guys good?
Yeah. I'm gonna go home, get some sleep, and go run a 5K in the morning.
All right, fellas. Thank you guys for joining the show tonight. We appreciate you. We look forward to talking to you guys every single week. Next week is Christmas on what, the 25th?
Yep.
Christmas is the 25th. Maybe we'll do a show before or directly after Christmas. We'll have to figure it out.
Yep, maybe. I'm definitely fishing the day after Christmas, so
Right on.
we'll see.
All right, y'all.